This was my campsite last night. Good morning from the PCT. I'm a little sleepy this morning, but actually had a really nice night of sleep. It was warm for once. So I always sleep a whole lot better when it's warm out than when it's freezing. I ended up having to hike a little farther yesterday than I intended to. I was gonna sleep at this lake, Noble Lake, but when I got there, all the campsites were taken. It looked like there were some non-thru-hikers up there, probably some locals out camping. So I decided to keep on walking, and I thought, no big deal, I'll just snag the next campsite, whatever. There was a long descent after the lake. But dude, that was such a rugged, rocky, steep descent through this canyon. I was not expecting that. So needless to say, there were no campsites there. So I had to walk another like 2 miles until I found a camp spot. But actually had a really nice camp spot. Shared it with this really nice guy named Gandalf, who's a therapist in Northern California. Really friendly guy. Had dinner together. That was really nice. And like I said, I slept great. So there's that. Let's see, I have like 45-ish miles left to get to Tahoe. I have today, tomorrow, and then I have the morning the next day. So that's like 2.5 days to hike 45 miles. So no rush here. I am getting out of camp a little earlier than yesterday. I think it's like 7:45 instead of 8. So that's good. Also, no need for me to have felt guilty about sleeping in yesterday because the miles went quickly. I mean, I did like 21.5 miles, something like that, and I still got to camp by like 7, earlier even than 7, I think. So no worries, and of course there is a lot of daylight right now, so I didn't feel the need to rush out today either. I think I'm just gonna enjoy these days before Tahoe, before I'm back together with Pickles, because she likes to get up earlier than me, and just chill and maybe sleep in a little bit. So hooray for that. But anyway, today looks fairly cruisy in the grand scheme of things. Not cruisy, but cruisy for the Sierra. So no concern there. And I'm gonna keep listening to my audiobook. Right now I'm listening to a book called The Puma Years. It's a really interesting book about this woman who, she's kind of lost in her 20s, and she ends up at this animal sanctuary in Bolivia, and just crazy, like taking care of big cats with no training really, and it being totally in the jungle. And then she ends up going back like 10 years later as like the temporary director of the place or something. It's just like she falls so in love with the place, she can never really let it go, so she keeps going back and going back. But it's a really interesting book. So I'm gonna wrap that up today, and then we'll see what's next. So anyway, let's see what today on the PCT brings. Here's the view from camp. Not bad. Some really interesting geology in this area. If you have any intel, let me know. Wow, a road. Oh my gosh, was not expecting that. Haven't seen a road in a while. The views the last few days have been so awesome. This is Sherald Lake. trying a new snack today, thanks to my Aunt Kay, an Aloha chocolate caramel pecan bar. Let's see how it is. It's not bad. I thought it was going to be crunchy, but it's actually really soft. But it's vegan, which I love. And I think it's tasty. I like it. There is a very slight crunch from the pecan, but I wish there was more of a crunch. Like if there were more pieces of pecan in there, that would be really good. Ooh, that's kind of sketchy. Don't love that. Great news, I made it over that sketchy part. It was really sketchy though. I went over it, but it was like loose dirt up there, so I was just like, well, hope I don't fall down the dirt or the snow, or I'm going straight down the chute. I can't imagine doing that part in earlier season when there's a lot more snow. How scary. Yikes. But all good for me. I'm okay. Oh my gosh, a second road today. Even though it is a dirt road. Wow. Things are changing, huh? Not so remote anymore, I guess. Camp tonight. This is Tamarack Lake. I thought that I would go a little bit farther today. I've done about 18.5 miles based on the way the terrain looked and far out. I thought I'd go farther, but I'm tired. You know, Neros just don't do it the way Zeros do. And it's been a week and a half since I had a day off. And my body's tired. It's definitely not moving as easily and efficiently as I would like it to right now. So what that always means is I need a day off. Luckily, I'm about to get 4 days off from hiking, so I honestly think it's gonna be really good for my body to have the break. It's like, on the one hand, I hate to take that many days off because I know the first couple days back will be really tough. But on the other hand, I think that having that time off is going to give my body some time to rest up and heal. Also, it's going to be fun because I'm going to be on vacation, basically. But yeah, I just feel like I could use the break for sure. And I was thinking back to the AT, and there were definitely a few times on the AT when I took a few days off in a row. And I do think that was helpful. So I'll be looking forward to that. So I have a full day tomorrow, and then I'll have a short day the day after. And then I'll have my 4 days off from hiking, and then I'll start my Carson City to Canada quest. So I am camped a little bit off the PCT tonight. The trail crossed over this lake outlet, and I saw in the far out comments that you could just walk like 0.1 up the outlet and you would get to a lake and some campsites by the lake. So that's what I did. I'm the only one here, although I could see a guy and his dog over across the lake. I was kind of hoping to have the lake to myself, but what are you gonna do? It's busy out here. And it's summertime, so, you know, people are getting out and about. Definitely seen some non-thru hikers today, a few different groups. So for sure, people are getting out and about. And yeah, my friend Stealth, I ran into him at lunch and had lunch with him today. And he, I think, was gonna camp like 2.5 miles up the trail. And I was tempted to go because I was like, oh, it'd be fun to camp with Stealth. But I'm tired. I don't want to do 2.5 more miles. So I'm stopping at 6 o'clock tonight and I'm just gonna chill. And it's gonna be great. And I'm gonna go sit by the lake. So, yep. Peanut M&M appetizer tonight. And Backpacker's Pantry chana masala, which I don't love because it's too spicy for me, but kind of stuck with it. Chana masala. You know, I think a lot of backpacking meal companies are like, how do we make something have flavor that is vegan or vegetarian? And then their solution to that is they add a whole bunch of spice. I wish they'd stop doing that. Not all of us can handle spice, okay? Please, backpacking meal companies, chill it out with the spice.